Welcome back to the IRS Radio Hour. I am your host, attorney Stephen Leahy, and we have a very special segment today. Everybody's talking about the IRS.
It's all over the place.
Everybody's talking about the IRS, I was going to say. But they're not talking about the IRS. They're talking about Star Wars.
That's right.
Now, what I want to really ask you, though, Jim, do you think the Empire taxes everybody? I think they do.
There's got to be a strict
tax. They have
tax.
an IRS.
Are you kidding me?
It's not, no, it's the,
you think that,
it's not the IRS. It's the UIRS, the Universe Revenue System.
The Empire Revenue System.
The
ERS.
Yeah, ERS.
Or the.
It's not the Empire tax. It's the Empire tax.
I see you.
That's right.
See what I
see what you did there. That's good.
Okay.
So we're going to do a review and comment
on The Force Awakens.
On Star Wars.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday, I had the privilege. Now, we record on Friday, and this show airs Sunday. I saw it Thursday night, 3D, midnight. And I'll tell you one thing, ladies and gentlemen. It was what I expected. It was Star Wars. But I had a realization that maybe I'm getting older, or maybe things are just getting a little less bland. But I realized at one point that movies that I liked when I was a kid probably are not really good movies, even though the special effects was amazing. I mean, it was some of the coolest stuff I've ever. There was one point you're in the cockpit of a X-wing and you're flying around, and you're just. I mean, you're looking it through the eyes of a pilot. It was so cool in 3D. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. But at the same time, it just seemed a little forced. See what I did there, Debbie?
I like it.
The reason why is because, a lot of the characters within the movie might not have had to been, you didn't really have to have Han Solo.
Too nostalgic. Too nostalgic.
It seemed like it was.
Bring back
also, too.
General Leia.
Which is fine. I had no problem with that. It was just you could tell that Harrison Ford and
I have read several reviews and
Carrie Fisher.
Everybody's
had a few drinks throughout the years.
I think that's well documented.
I mean, you could hear Princess say, "Hey, how's it going?" It's like
allegedly.
Allegedly, that's correct. They weren't. Were they on the? What was that show that they do? That Gary Busey was like the perennial. What was it?
What do you mean?
The rehab addicts. When Gary Busey, celebrity rehab addicts.
Oh, celebrity rehab, yeah.
Gary Busey. Every season he's back. Hey, this is my gig, okay?
Gary Busey. It's like, wow,
He's coming back too. I've seen him on something. I'm better now. I'm better now.
Everybody's trying to I guess they've been doing this for a while, but they're trying to grab back into the late in the 80s and 90s now. I agree.
I know growing up as a kid, Frank Sinatra and Bob Hope and everybody was older, and so when you look back at the 30s and their 40s when they were at their prime, and then they just kind of ride out their career. And so you could see that happening now with people that you were a kid with.
You could see that happening with this movie. And you know what? I didn't have a problem with the storyline. I didn't have a problem with the new characters. In fact, I felt like the new characters were a breath of fresh air. But the one thing that bothered me is there was a little Disney flair in it, like they always do.
Because they own the place,
right? A little bit of a flair.
A cameo from Mickey?
No, it wasn't. No, I know. Yeah, but it just you're going to have to see the movie and go into it with an open mind. But from what I got, I could definitely tell that there was...
George Lucas wasn't there.
It was a definite Disney film because it had some... I can't explain it. It didn't have that 100% Star Wars feel, even though they did a very good job with, the new characters and everything. But again, ladies and gentlemen, you got to go into this with an open mind. So I'm going to do a little Jedi mind trick. Go into it open mind. You will not judge this movie before you see.
Well, everybody's so concerned about giving away. I don't know. Is there lots to give away? I'm not asking you to give it away. I'm just wondering.
It's just it's a new story. Yeah, it's a totally new story, and you could definitely tell that J.J. Abrams threw in a little bit of. That's the thing with movies now. It's all political. You could just tell. Yeah, I got a little sense of American imperialism, or quote unquote. A
lot more women in the because everybody complained.
There was always that with the Jedis and everything. With the Jedi, the Jedi Order, throughout the newer one, the sequel or the prequels, and then even in the older ones, women were a prominent role in there. But it's not it. It just seemed like everything ever since that movie, the Batman movies came out, for example, you ever seen them? Dark Knight?
The answer is no.
Batman Begins?
I might have
You've
seen
Batman Begins. I've watched it with you, okay?
So maybe I saw it, okay.
Ever since those movies came out where they took more of a realistic, gritty feel, because it was kind of cool. You know, when I first saw it, I was like, oh my God, Batman, you know.
Was that with Michael Keaton?
No, it's not with Michael Keaton.
Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm not sure. Oh, that was the one goes up into the mountains or something, and he's the
spoiler
ninja.
Yes. So
that's not a spoiler. That movie's like 15 years old.
I know. So anyway, ever since those movies came out, everything has been trying to take a gritty,
kind of
darker, like, you know, that's the thing with this movie. It's, if you watch it, you can see that a lot of social norms are kind of tested, even within this movie. Try to go watch it and see the correlation I'm trying to say here, is that you can see that it tries to show that, you know, there is, not everything is black and white, you know, that there are gray areas.
And the first one, I think, was Star
Wars.
Black and white. It's black and white. There's
oh my
good,
gosh,
there's
that's
evil.
Darth Vader.
That's it.
That's Darth Vader. He will kill you.
Yeah, he's evil. He's strangling you to death.
You know, you can tell the
you.
Empire was like, you know, the First Order in this movie, it's kind of, I wish they would have gone into how did the First Order come to be a little more than what they did. I wish they could explain, which is the Empire now. It's making up for, you know, after the Empire lost, now it's the First Order. So that's the bad guys.
So I never got into it that deep to know that much about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You've seen every movie a million times.
Hey, Jim, here's what I want to know.
I have an answer.
How many lightsabers out of 10 would you give this movie?
I will give 7.8 lightsabers.
Okay, pretty good.
For this movie.
How do you get a 0.8 lightsaber? Can you?
I chop off a little bit of the bottom because I didn't have enough money to kind of put a little base on the bottom. It was a good movie. Will I go see it again?
So
I will go see it again.
Was there good lightsaber fights?
Yes,
because the prequels had better fights than with the Sith.
The prequels, still the best lightsaber fight I've ever seen was Episode 1. Bad movie, but boy, that dual lightsaber thing, the guy where he had the spit, that was cool.
So
that was cool.
You're talking about Episode 1, which is the fourth one, which is the fourth one. I always get that confused.
Yeah. Yeah, so
I was getting confused. I don't know.
Again, as I said, though, it takes a grittier feel. You know, it's got this gritty, but again, it tries to hit that nostalgic mark where you have the, you know, old characters and everything, and it's fun.
And they set up new characters for the next one because you know there's going to be a next one. Right?
It was like a reintroduction from the old cast for the new cast, which it really felt like to me, which I didn't have necessarily a big problem with, but it felt like one giant Star Wars special that would have been on television, you know, where it's just like, oh, bring back all the old guys. You know?
The after-school special of Star Wars.
They literally could have done that and aired it on like ABC or something.
The Dean Martin roast. It's a Dean Martin roast. Bring them all in.
Also, too, no spoiler. I'm not spoiling anything. I'm just saying there's a giant cliffhanger, and it's just like I've never seen in a movie before. It's like, oh man, now we're getting to the good stuff.
Now, one thing that they made a lot of money in those old movies was games. You see games coming out of this?
Oh yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I got one.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. You got the
and actually, to tell you the truth, the game. Oh, they make a lot of references to what's in the game, and I'm like, wait, oh my god, it's pure Disney at its finest. Uh-huh. That's what all I have to say. It's
because you've been playing the game now. How long have you had the game?
I don't know. Whenever it came out.
When is that?
I don't remember.
More than
November.
a month.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Have you played the game, Jim?
Yes.
Okay, I figured you did.
You kidding me? If I could fly an X-Wing, I felt like a little kid. I was like,
Then for the people who made the game, mission accomplished.
For real. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, I give it 7.8.
That's pretty
lightsabers.
Good.
It's a good movie.
I think if the first one,
special effects are a 10. I'm saying that maybe the characters were a little drawn out. So that is my comment.
Is compared to the first one, which is the fourth one. How do you rate it?
Again, as I said,
is the first one a 10? You think, which is the fourth one?
The first one was never my favorite. I always liked Return of the Jedi.
Aha, I see.
I always thought that was my favorite one.
But if you like Return of the Jedi, Return of the IRS coming after you.
Ooh.
I will battle for you. That's what we do.
Ooh.
We battle the IRS. The Empire is coming after you, and you need help. That's why you need to call Opum Tax Resolutions.
Think of him as a Han Solo.
312-664-6649. Visit us on the web at chicagotaxteam.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned because after the break, more IRS Radio Hour on AM560 The Answer.